Her name was Evelyn, 76 years old, strong, independent, full of life. Every morning, she brewed her tea, fed her cat, and walked to the mailbox humming a tune she'd known for decades. Then one morning, that tune stopped mid-note. Her hand trembled. Her words vanished halfway through a sentence. She told herself it was nothing. Maybe she was just tired. But that nothing was everything. You've heard that strokes strike like lightning, sudden, unpredictable, unstoppable. But what if that's not true? What if your body whispers before it ever screams? Today, we'll listen to those whispers together, and we'll uncover the truths that could save your brain, your independence, and maybe even your life. Most people imagine a stroke as something instant, but in reality, your body often sends quiet warnings days, sometimes weeks before the main event. A hand that feels weak for a few minutes, a word that slurs and then clears, a moment of dizziness or blurry vision that fades before you can explain it. These are not random moments, they are mini-strokes, transient ischemic attacks, your brain's dress rehearsals for disaster. According to the American Stroke Association, 1 in 3 people who suffer a full stroke experienced a mini-stroke within the previous 90 days. The danger isn't that these signals don't appear, it's that we don't recognize them. When symptoms fade, people relax. They rest, they drink water, they wait. But the fading is the warning. It means a clot formed, then cleared, leaving behind the same risky conditions that created it. Think of your brain like a city of highways. A mini-stroke is a temporary traffic jam. If you ignore what caused it, the next jam could close the entire city. Awareness, not panic, is the first medicine. If you ever feel sudden weakness, confusion, or drooping, even for a moment, call your doctor. Your body just spoke. Listen. For years, the message was simple. High blood pressure causes strokes. End of story. But that's not the whole truth. A stroke isn't only about pressure, it's about flow. Picture your arteries as garden hoses. Even if the pressure is normal, if the inner walls are lined with debris, cholesterol, inflammation, sticky platelets, flow slows. That turbulence can form a clot. In fact, studies in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry show that up to 25% of strokes in seniors occur without high blood pressure. The real culprits? Silent inflammation, dehydration, and thick, sticky blood that moves too slowly through tired vessels. When you don't drink enough water, your blood literally thickens. Add stress or heat, and you have a recipe for trouble. That's why prevention isn't only about lowering numbers, it's about nourishing flow. Drink water, move daily, eat foods that fight inflammation, salmon, spinach, avocado, berries. Feed your vessels peace. Because calm blood doesn't clot. Now here's a myth that breaks hearts, that if recovery hasn't happened in 6 months, it never will. That idea is not just wrong, it's harmful. The brain does not expire, it rewires. This process is called neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to form new connections even in your 70s, 80s, or 90s. Harvard research shows that older adults can still grow new neural pathways through repetitive, meaningful activity. Meaningful, that's the secret word. When a stroke survivor practices movement with emotion, like gardening, painting, or cooking with family, recovery accelerates, because the brain learns best when it cares. I remember one patient, 81 years old, who couldn't hold a teacup. Instead of drills, he began watering his plants every morning. 6 weeks later, his grip returned, and so did his joy. Recovery doesn't stop at 6 months, it simply changes speed. Visible progress slows, but silent rewiring continues, quietly, patiently, faithfully. When people picture a stroke, they imagine the physical signs, weakness, slurred speech, paralysis. But some of the deepest scars are invisible. Nearly 40% of stroke survivors experience anxiety, sadness, or mood swings. Not because they're weak, but because their emotional circuitry has been disrupted. The brain's mood centers, the frontal and limbic regions, can flicker like faulty wiring after a storm. It's not personality, it's physiology. That's why emotional healing matters just as much as physical therapy. Routine, sound, music. A study from the University of Helsinki found that stroke patients who listened to their favorite music for just 1 hour a day improved memory and mood twice as fast as those who didn't. Music, laughter, sunlight, they're not luxuries, they're medicine. When the spirit rises, the body follows. Hope is not a feeling, it's chemistry, and it fuels recovery. Perhaps the most destructive myth of all is this one, that after 60, strokes are inevitable, that once we age, it's only a matter of time. That's not science, that's surrender. Yes, risk increases with age, but so does wisdom. Seniors are uniquely equipped to notice their body's subtle changes. That awareness is power. A 2023 American Heart Association meta-analysis showed that lifestyle-based prevention, hydration, gentle mobility, balanced sleep, can cut stroke recurrence risk by 58%, even after 80 years old. Not pills, not perfection, just rhythm. Your body loves rhythm, regular meals, steady movement, calm breathing, consistent rest. A calm vessel rarely bursts. Prevention isn't deprivation, it's cooperation. Good food isn't the enemy, it's the engineer. Foods rich in omega-3s, potassium, and antioxidants don't just lower pressure, they calm the vessel walls themselves. Even sleep is medicine. Less than 6 hours a night nearly doubles stroke risk. Deep sleep cleanses your brain, washing away inflammation. So prevention isn't control, it's partnership. Work with your body, not against it, and it will protect you in return. Every myth we've challenged today steals the same thing, hope. And hope, quite literally, heals the brain. Strokes don't come without warning. Blood pressure isn't the only cause. Recovery doesn't stop after 6 months. Damage isn't just physical, and aging isn't your enemy. When you understand what's truly happening, your body cooperates again. It listens, it adapts, it begins to rebuild. I visited Evelyn months after her mini-stroke. When I walked into her kitchen, she wasn't struggling anymore. She was teaching her granddaughter to bake cookies. Her hands trembled slightly, but her laughter filled the room. She looked up and said, "I thought my story was over. Turns out it was just a rewrite." That's what prevention and recovery really mean. Not undoing time, but rewriting how time expresses itself through you. Your brain is still listening, still learning, still ready to heal. You are not broken, you are rewiring. Drink your water, take that short walk, call a friend, play your favorite song. Each of those small choices sends one powerful message to your brain. We're still here. We're still growing. Independence after 60 isn't lost in a single moment. It's rebuilt, one belief at a time. And the first belief, the most powerful one, is that it's never too late. To begin again, if this message touched you, share it with someone you care about. A friend, a parent, a neighbor who might need to hear that hope is still possible. Aging is not decline, it's adaptation. And the more you understand your body, the more years you give your mind. Prevention doesn't end with youth, it begins with wisdom. This is your time to listen, to learn, and to live longer on your own terms.